Okay, thank you everybody for being here today. What I want to talk about today is I want to touch on again about the COVID-19 situation that we're dealing with and how it affects custody disputes and custody orders. In particular, when there's an order in place and your county and or your state has issued a stay-at-home order. This order, in me being in Pennsylvania, Governor Wolf just issued a stay-at-home order for my home county, which is Westmoreland County, and the surrounding counties around it, and some other counties throughout the eastern part of the state. And I want to talk about it today because a lot of questions are coming up. People have been texting me, messaging me, asking, what do I do if I have an order of court? Now, I generally have been telling everybody that the general rule of thumb, the general advice is for you to follow your custody order of court unless there's some major medical circumstance or you and the other party agree that you're not following the order or something like that. Now, what I want to get into today is some of the legalities behind it in some states and counties that you need to look for. Okay, and I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to screen share this stuff with you. First off, what I want you to do, and you can, you can use this in your case if you are the parent that has custody of the children currently, and the other party is trying to get you to initiate an exchange, and there's an order of court that says they should have that exchange, and you are of the opinion that you should not do that, you can look at this to see, the legalities behind it and look for these couple things that I'm going to show you. And in the reverse, if they have custody and you're trying to get custody and they tell you, you can't have custody, we are on a stay-at-home order, we are on, an enforceable lockdown, then in particular, you guys can use this information or at least look for this information in your state and county that would be beneficial to you to assert your position to get some visitation time with your children. And the first thing I want to show you, and I'm going to show you the language of our stay-at-home order here in Pennsylvania that is also in effect for my county, Westmoreland County. I'm going to show you, I'm going to screen share this right now and show you. But here's what I want you guys to pay attention to when you're looking at the language in these orders. And I imagine what you could probably do is Google, stay-at-home order or quarantine or enforceable quarantine or lockdown in your state, and maybe order of court. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to get real specific so you can see. This is Pennsylvania's. This was just enacted. You can see the date here, March 27th. Okay, so this is the order that Governor Wolf issued, and this is something you guys want to look for. If you scroll down, now this isn't actually, you can see the orders here if you wanted to, like, say you wanted to click on it, but I'm not even going to go into them right now because the language, and you might have to do that. You might have to click on your specific order of court just to sift through the language. But this particular site, which is Pennsylvania's site, has it broken down very well. And I'm already going to be able to find the answer here that I'm going to tell you guys that you need to look for. And you're going to see here that, this is the lockdown order. This is the order to stay at home. And this is the language here is individuals may leave their residence only to perform any of the following allowable individual activities and allowable essential travel. So you're going to scroll through here and you see this. And again, I know a lot of you watching this, aren't necessarily Pennsylvania, but your state should have similar language, I imagine. And you scroll down. And we scroll down to exempt activities. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right here. So individuals may leave their residence only to perform any of the following allowable individual activities, allowable essential travel. And here it is. And you scroll down to this bullet point right here, and you're going to see, I'm going to highlight it for you. travel required by law enforcement or order of court. Okay. So required by law enforcement or order of court obviously references orders of court, right? So if you're in a situation where you have custody, let's say Pennsylvania, for example, and you have custody and there's an order of court out there that says you need to follow through with the exchange, say every Friday at 7 o'clock or whatever, that is travel that's required by order of court. So in Pennsylvania, that order of court is going to govern, and you're going to need to follow it based on the language of this stay-at-home order. Now, this stay-at-home order is stricter than just a recommendation from the state or from the county. Like, this is real shit. Like, they're enforcing this, that if you are not at home and you're out doing something that's not covered under this, they're going to enforce it. And in this, it's obvious that it's exempt, that custody orders of court are exempt from this, okay? Now, I'll take it a step further. So my whole point in sharing this with you is if you're in that situation, you got to look and see what your state, what your governor, what your county officials are saying about such quarantines and lockdowns and stay-at-home orders. Now, if you wanted to, you could click on the actual order and then go through it, but the website already did that for you. But if your state's website doesn't do that, then you can go ahead and look at the actual language in the order of court, or in the order, not of court, but in the order that the governor issues. Okay, now let me bring up something else here. I want to show you this, because what this is Allegheny County. This is where Pittsburgh is located. My county hasn't done this yet, but this is something that you can look for in your county simply by, I would think, going to the court docket and doing a search for the president judge's name to see recent orders. And you're going to see this isn't a specific order of court that is issued by Judge Kim Berkeley Clark, which is the president judge in Allegheny County, which has Pittsburgh in it, which obviously has a ton of people for Pennsylvania. I think it's the second largest city in Pennsylvania. But the judge, the honorable judge, issued this order in NRE custody orders during the 5th Judicial District judicial emergency in the COVID-19 pandemic. So this judge, kudos to this president judge who jumped in, nipped it in the bud, and she was probably thinking, well, we're getting a ton of questions, ton of complaints, ton of petitions, ton of modifications, contempts, everything else. So we're going to nip this in the bud, and we're going to make it very specific. So you guys can look for something like this. Again, our president judge in Westmoreland hasn't done that yet. Now, granted, this order just came out Friday, like late afternoon. So I'm certainly not saying anything about our president judge. Our president judge is awesome too. But this makes it very clear. And if you look, this was just issued. This one in particular actually was issued days before. So this was actually issued before the stay-at-home order. And it says that it is hereby ordered, adjudged, and decreed that unless otherwise modified by a court, custody orders in Allegheny County entered before the judicial emergency remain in effect and are unaffected by the governor's stay-at-home order with due consideration for the safety of the child, okay? Now, if you see that language, with due consideration for the safety of the child, but this order, this is exactly the kind of stuff that you want to look for in your state or in your county, then you can use it in your case if you're getting dogged by the other side or attacked by the other side, and them saying, that, hey, I can't follow the court order, I can't give you custody because we're in lockdown or we're in a stay-at-home situation. You need to make sure you're prepared and look for this kind of stuff so that you can say, oh, wait, hold up. This isn't true. Here's what the stay-at-home order says. Here's what the president judge in our county has said. And then you can make sure that you are protecting your rights as a parent. Okay. I hope that helps everybody. These times are crazy. Like to be going through this stuff. It's nuts. It's a whole new different thing in the legal field. It's a whole new different thing in the field of being a parent involved in a custody dispute. So it's crazy times right now. And that's all I wanted to share with you today.